Hey guys, what's up? Boy, have I got a treat for you all tonight. Before I bust your balls and show you the most amazing thing you have ever seen tonight, I want to make sure everyone can hear me on this call. Please look to your right and you'll see a chat box. Type in yes if you can hear me. Also, type in where you're from. Okay, we have Jessica in Oregon. Oh, Frank says, hey man, I can hear you. He's in sunny Florida. John says, yes, from California. Oh, there's Rachel in London. Damn, girl, it must be quite late over there right now. Great dedication. That's what James loves to see. All right. Seems like everyone can hear me just fine. I have never done a webinar before, and quite frankly, I probably won't again because it's just too much work. But since you took action, I feel that you deserve to be given some real amazing below-the-radar secret information that will have you pumping money out of your ears faster than you can say, I'm a Texas cowboy. Okay, listen. This is a serious presentation. If you're not going to pay attention and waste both of our time, then please just free up your slot and leave so that someone else can get it. The webinar is at full capacity right now, and if you leave, you will not be able to get back in. In fact, people trying to join right now are being turned away since the system can't handle more than 1,000 members. Turn off your Skype right now. Get off that waste of space, the social site Facebook. Get a pen and paper right now and prepare to take lots of notes on the secrets that you're going to discover over the next 60 minutes. And I guarantee you that they will change your life and make you rich beyond your most wildest dream. Sounds like a cliche? Well, it isn't. You have no idea how much money this system that is about to be revealed is making me every single day. You'll be able to make the same kind of money if you stay until the very end. 6 months ago, I was at a barbecue that was being hosted by one of my close business associates. Well, there were all sorts of people there, and they were all dressed pretty sharp. Men in Gucci suits, the women dripping with Prada handbags and Versace dresses. I grabbed a plate of grilled ribs and a glass of Cristal before heading over to sit down at a table. There was a guy opposite me that was preoccupied on his laptop, and I noticed that he wore a GMT Master 2 Rolex, which I also have. Clearly a man of great taste. Well, we got into a conversation and started talking about business, as you do. He ended up showing me something on his laptop that would later end up putting $302,842 into my bank account, and continuously goes on to make me $50,000 a month on complete autopilot with just 1 hour of work per day. Yeah, I did just say 1 hour a day. If you think that's a lot of money, this guy actually uses his system to make $100,000 a month, and I'm about to introduce him to you. His name is Charlie, and he's from London, UK. This guy rolls as a big player and makes a crap load of money. The guy has a huge, beautiful mansion tiled with the finest marble and gold, and you should check out his Rolls-Royce Phantom, which looks a beauty in white. One thing I like about the guy is that he's a humble character. I think you'll like it. Now, before I introduce him, let me make one thing clear. He has never done a webinar before, and this system that you're going to be exposed to is a one-off exclusive that I guarantee has never, ever been seen before. I promised him a great game of golf at the luxurious Trump golf establishment if he came on this webinar and reviewed this same exact system completely for free. How does that sound, guys? Good, good. Charlie, my man, are you there?
Hey, James. Yes, I am here. Thanks ever so much for having me on this call, everybody. I really appreciate it. I know it's pretty late at night with many of you who are on right now, so thank you so much for attending. To be honest, guys, up until now, I've never really talked about this system with anyone in public other than to my close friends and family. And you know what, to be perfectly honest, I was pretty reluctant coming on here tonight to share this with you. In fact, I've never done a webinar before either, but James really pulled my leg, just this once, just purely because James has become a really close friend right now. But now, it's usually something I never speak about because the way I go about making money online, if I'm honest, is kind of crazy. And you're going to get to see all of that right here tonight. Now, believe me, you're going to be really impressed. Nobody online has ever seen this, and I promise you'll definitely be blown away by the end of this by what you're going to see. James, as he's just said, has already been having fantastic results with this. His best month so far saw him cash in a huge $53,019. I mean, just crazy. It's groundbreaking. And for those that are prepared to take action, you too can see the same results with, a massive impact on your life at the same time. Now, Skype and Facebook can be pretty distracting. James has kind of mentioned them already. So please turn them off right now and close the door. The information is really, honestly, too powerful for you to not pay attention to every single word that I say, and to take plenty of notes as well. It's highly advisable as well that you stay right until the end of the webinar, because I'm going to show you a very secret, special method that will give you a way that you can go away from here tonight and implement immediately, which in turn can get you results literally the very same day. Now, I only work 1 hour per day, and I fine-tuned my system to work like clockwork to generate well over $5,000 a day, and I'll show you proof of that in just a moment on your screens. Now, the feedback from my close friends and family is very similar. Lots of my family members are using this with amazing results. In fact, one particular family member has gone to town with this and is constantly and consistently doing $600 to $850 a day. Now, the more important thing is that the method I'm going to reveal is something that you can replicate easily. The first thing I want to do is show you some proof, okay? These results that I'm going to show you now are commissions from various affiliate networks like ClickBank and AdSense and Amazon and various CPA networks. For those of you that are not kind of familiar with affiliate marketing, let me just quickly explain. Basically, affiliate marketing is a way in which you make money by promoting other people's products or services, and you receive a percentage of the profit made. So let's say, for example, that someone's got a course or an ebook of some kind on ClickBank. Well, in that case, they will offer the affiliates, those who are promoting it, a reward, if you like, for promoting that particular product. So they'll give you a commission for that product of maybe 50, 60, maybe even 75% of that price. So you get, 75% of $47. My maths isn't all that hot. Maybe someone can let us know how much that is. But, it would be that would be how it would work. So let's kind of get started with this. This is the first screenshot I want to show you. This is actually from one of my ClickBank accounts, taken at 2 separate times. And you can see, but the amounts that we're making a week in that box at the top, and the daily sales snapshot as well, which is kind of just underneath that. And I mean, let's just go low just for a second, okay? Look at January the 16th, Sunday, January the 16th, on the left of your screen right now. Now, on that day, we did $247.87. Now, compared to what we're making, usually that's not high at all. But, imagine for a second that was you and you were doing that consistently every day, just $250 a day. What difference would that make to you? Imagine that you could take that and that would be your income, for that. And if you're doing $250 a day, what would that do? What effect would that have on your life? I'm guessing it would be of pretty good benefit for you. Maybe you've got family and that sort of thing, and it's just an incredible thing to have that money coming in. Now, as you can see, we've actually done way more than that. You can see, for example, Friday, January the 7th, we did $2,362.17, which again, is just a phenomenal amount of money to be making in the space of one day. And remember, this is only from one ClickBank account, okay? You can see a month later, we've taken a screenshot that's literally a month later than that. And you can see that from the 5th of February to the 19th of February, you can see the kind of weeks we were having. If you look in that box on the top right, you can see that there's, $4,000, $6,000. In fact, the $6,000 is close to $7,000. There's $5,000, and those other ones are kind of close to $5,000 as well. That's weekly sales that are coming in. And again, think about what impact that would have on you. Imagine that you could have that coming into your account. Well, the system I'm going to show you is exactly what made that. And I should say as well at this point, when it comes to screenshots and things like this and showing proof, lots of people will show you things that have been combined from lots and lots of different launches or lots and lots of different products. We've put these accounts together purely to have the sales that have come about as a result of the product and the service that I'm going to show you right here tonight. So this is something to really kind of bear in mind. These are all genuine things. This is another one which has come about, another account, and this account does way better than the first one. I mean, if you thought the first one was impressive, then hopefully you'll find this one even more so. This one you can see we're doing weeks that are, $17,000, $14,000, $20,000 in 1 week. That was our best week with that, with the software at that stage. Just fantastic amounts of money every day. And I'm not really showing you this in order to show off. I don't want you to get that impression, because I'm genuinely not. But I want to show you exactly what's possible with this system. And remember, what I've shown you is just 2 ClickBank accounts out of several that we have. And I'm going to show you a bit more about that later on. Also, one of the other ways in which I make money through this system is by making affiliate commissions on the Amazon Partner Program. Now, some of you might be familiar with this. It's a system called Amazon Associates. And the cool thing about Amazon Associates is that they will give you, again, like the ClickBank accounts and that sort of thing, they give you the opportunity to make commission off selling things on Amazon.com. And the cool thing about Amazon, obviously, is that people trust it already. So so I'm just getting a question coming in there from someone who's asked about the minus figure that's on that screenshot as well. It says 3,000, or it says minus 3,974. That's purely chargebacks. Okay? That's purely if someone has refunded. And whenever you're selling something online, you generally have to accept that people will at some point, refund. Not always, but it's kind of a small amount of people who tend to do that. So that's what that is. It's nothing to do with what I'm going to show you tonight. But you can see that the profit there is in GBP, which is, well, technically Great British Pounds. I'm not quite sure how great they are, but hey, you can see we've done £21,697 based on that particular, those particular earnings. So that's the example right there. You can also see that we've made some money through Google AdSense as well, and this allows me to generate profits using Google AdSense platform for some real easy commissions, if I'm honest, because we just monetize what we're doing using Google AdSense. And for those of you not familiar with AdSense, it's very simply a system whereby you can put adverts on your site, and the adverts are kind of put there by Google. You kind of give Google permission to put them on your site, and Google then puts ads on there that are relevant to the content of your site. So, for example, let's say you've got a site that's all about, childcare or something like that. Then, you've got that ability to monetize that site, because Google will put adverts that are related to that thing. So, related items, related products, that sort of thing. Just while I'm talking, I want to make sure that people can see my screen right now. Can you just I want to check you can hear me properly as well. I should have really done this a little earlier on. Can you guys see my screen right now? Can you just type in yes into the chat box? Hopefully you guys can see it. If you could just type in yes, or even type in no if you can't see what's going on, that would be really useful. Okay, we've got a few coming through. Okay, can people hear the audio as well? Again, if you could just type on the screen just to make sure you can hear me properly. Again, just making sure you guys can hear and see me, because otherwise, I want to make sure we can share all of this information right here. Okay, just a few more people. Could you guys type in there and see if you got that ability? Yeah, we got that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. Lovely. Thank you very much indeed for that. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. I got a bit paranoid then for a second, just making sure that you guys could definitely see and hear what we were doing, because I would hate for you to miss this stuff. Okay, so that's all good. Let's move on. Okay, this is from another screenshot. This one comes from a CPA network, and this is a thing called Max Bounty. Max Bounty is, well, CPA, I should explain, by the way. You actually see it up there underneath where it says Max Bounty. It says cost per action marketing. And cost per action is basically where somebody quite simply takes an action on a web page. So, for example, they would put in their email address and their name, or they would put in their zip code perhaps, and those are the kind of offers that we can promote using the system that I'm going to show you, and we get paid a commission for each of the leads that we get. It's like doing lead generation for big companies, basically. And underneath the happy smiley face of Emily, you can see that's one of my main affiliate rep for Max Bounty. Underneath her smiley face, you can see the quick stats, and it says there today's earnings $1,291.64. You can see yesterday's earnings. We did pretty well yesterday, 2,336. The month to date, and this wasn't even taken, the screenshot at the end of the month. This was taken about 5-6 days before the end, and you can see the month to date is very nearly $35,000. Actually, $34,775.66. So again, it just kind of gives you an idea of exactly what we're kind of getting, in terms of our income, with this system. One last thing is, this is what you may be familiar with this, you may not. If you have lots of ClickBank accounts, as I happen to, then you will get well, eventually you'll get ClickBank coming to you and saying that they will give you what's known as a master account. And a master account basically puts all of your ClickBank efforts, if you like, all your ClickBank accounts all in one place. So as a result, you get to see all of the income for days displayed like this on the screen right now. And you can see we've done, some ridiculous days. I mean, it still makes me kind of laugh a little bit. I'm kind of blown away by it at the same time. If you look at things like the 19th of April of this year, which is, not that long ago, we did $11,500 in one day. I mean, that's just crazy. But again, even on the low side, if you look at the very lowest one, which I think is the 16th of May, which again not all that long ago either, we did $2,024.72. That's just one day's worth of earnings, and that's purely from ClickBank as well. That's not including what you've seen from Amazon and not including what you've seen from the CPA network either. So listen, as I say, I'm not showing you this in order to impress you. I'm really not. But basically, I want to show you what's possible and what you too can create with, and the amazing income you can have for both yourself and for your family, as well. And that's what's important at the end of the day, right? I mean, if you were to just add up a few of these screenshots, you're looking at a clear $100,000 a month business right in front of your eyes, and it only took me an hour a day, really. But to be honest, I have way more accounts and plenty more screenshots. I just wanted to show you what's possible with this system. But, to tell the truth, this is where I'm at right now. However, you have to get started somewhere, and our first goal tonight is to get you making $1,000 a month, then quickly show you how to scale that up and go from 4 figures to 5 figures and eventually to 6 figures a month super fast, okay? And there's something else I want to make really clear as well. I don't make money from teaching people how to make money online. That's not what I do. I actually enjoy working my system just an hour a day and then spending time with my family and living life, just being happy. Now, this is a foolproof system that works in any niche and any market. You'd be surprised at the weird markets and niches that we've uncovered with the system as well. Another thing that's pretty cool about this is that you don't even need to have an interest in the niches that you're going into to make money. Lots of people sometimes will say to you, oh, you need to find something you're passionate about and try and monetize that. Well, with this system, you don't need to do that. You don't need to know anything about any of the markets you're going into. So that's something to bear in mind. And, I really feel myself genuinely getting excited by this because I've got so much cool stuff to share with you tonight, and because I know for a fact that it will work for everyone who tries it. And all you have to do literally is take action, follow the steps, and it will work for you. Okay, so I think it's time to probably start showing you exactly what I do. Just one thing before that. What I need you to understand is that I don't spend any money on the traditional methods of paid traffic generation, for example, like Google PPC or pay-per-view or Facebook ads, anything like that. I'm also not a slave to the search engines. You're not going to catch me spending hours after hour, optimizing web pages, trying to rank on page 1 of Google, because there's just no need to mess around with that with what I'm going to show you. Now, you're probably starting to get the feeling this is not the usual rubbish that you get pushed down your throat online by various gurus via email every day. When I first started, before I stumbled on this system, I genuinely was that guy spending hours doing SEO and commenting on blogs and forums and begging webmasters to link to me, all that stuff. The thing is, I was getting results. I actually did have a number of sites that were ranking in Google's top 3 positions. They were getting me traffic and sales, and I genuinely thought I'd found a solid system. But if you've been marketing online for literally any time at all, you'll know that Google is always changing the rules on what it will take to rank in their search engines. It can be pretty unnerving when you wake up and realize that Google had done an update and all the work that you've done to get your pages to high positions had been literally for nothing. Because when you find out that all your pages have been dropped by Google and subsequently all your traffic and your sales have gone as well, literally overnight, it's pretty disheartening. You see, when that happens, you're forced to find more reliable solutions to drive traffic to your offers. And that was pretty much how this method came about. When I look back, the answer came out of pure frustration and a consistent need to pay my bills and support myself. I'm sure you can relate because you're on this webinar right now. I know there's a lot of buzz, for example, right now around Facebook fan pages and Twitter and all that kind of thing right now, but the cold, hard reality is that out of all the top marketers that I've spoken to, no one has actually got any hard proof that they are making any decent money with these methods. I've even tested it myself, right? I built up fan pages and niche Twitter accounts with thousands of fans and followers, and do you know what? The results are truly nothing to write home about. So, like I said, I'm yet to find anyone who's making a decent living from those methods. I think what's going to make my system unique is that it's not based on any kind of loophole type system, that works for a little while and then stops. It's based on a solid foundation of user interaction. The core fundamental principles that make this work will be around forever. And you'll start to understand why in just one moment. And now, as I said earlier, I've never revealed the strategy publicly to anyone, only a few close friends and family members. And, when James approached me about sharing my system with his elite members, I flat out said no. After a lot, and I mean a lot, of persuading, I finally caved. This is a powerful method. And to make it work, you need to get rid of all the miseducation that you've been fed about making money online. In fact, let me explain a brief bit of background on this system. Before I started doing anything online, I worked on the factory floor for a parcel company. Okay, it sounds silly to say it right now, but standing at a conveyor belt all day, picking and sorting parcels into their relevant post or zip code in order that the drivers could then pack them and deliver them to customers. To say the job was mundane was, well, that would be a bit of an understatement. The pay was barely minimum wage, but I lived on my own in this little one-bedroom studio flat and had to pay my rent each month, so, you do what you have to. So after a long day's work, I'd come home and I'd turn on my crappy little laptop that had been given to me. I even had to piggyback on my neighbor's internet connection. Okay, that's how low I was at that stage, right? And when I look back, in comparison to what I've got going for me now, those were some pretty bad times. But the one thing that kept me going was this single idea that I could find a way to make just a little bit of extra cash online and build upon it, I quickly fell into the trap of buying lots and lots of products, and I reckon you guys, at least some of you, might know what I mean by this. And I was buying it with money that I didn't have, maxing out more than one credit card. I would follow the steps word for word in these, make money products, but for some reason, my experience was just awful. I couldn't get any of these systems I was buying into to work. It was like the people giving the training were purposely leaving out vital information. I mean, it wasn't for lack of taking action every night, I would sit up till the early hours of the morning trying to make something work. The reason I didn't give up was because I knew there were people making money online. And I told myself, I just haven't cracked the code yet. However, in the back of my mind, I guess I knew that I had to get something working quickly because I had creditors on my back by this stage sending me red letters, threatening all kinds of legal action. I remember one night, while I was going through my notes, I started piecing together bits from all the different systems I'd been learning, and I then tried something new that in essence went against everything I was being told to do. And it wasn't long after that that I had a moment of clarity, an epiphany if you like. I'd got something to work. I actually made my first sale. I still remember the amount I made. It was $37.43. That amount will always be burned onto the inside of my eyelids and into my brain. The funny thing was, the reason I got this sale had literally nothing to do with what all these so-called gurus were telling me I should do. I kept experimenting, and it wasn't long before I had a few little things that I was doing, making me money. I mean, nothing spectacular, but at least I was making some progress. And I started getting $40 a day, or $67 a day. Then I started getting $100 days. And after a bit of time, I got these systems that I'd created to a point where I was consistently making these amounts of money. Then came my first $1,000 day. I still remember the feeling when I saw my commission hit that figure in a day. I genuinely thought I'd cracked the code. Shortly after, I obviously quit my job to focus on my online endeavors full-time. And you know what, in hindsight, this was probably a mistake, because well over half the money I was making was coming from the traffic that my web pages were getting from Google traffic. And yeah, of course, that dreaded day came that I told you about, where Google just changed the rules and switched on me overnight and took out almost all of my pages. It was a massive blow. I can't begin to tell you the frustration of it, but I still had a system left that I had created, and it's the one I'm going to show you shortly, that was making money, a little bit of money here and there, nowhere near the amount I was making with Google traffic, but it was consistent. And the more I looked into it, the more I started seeing and creating ways to scale up that income. Now, as I did this, I had another key moment where I realized that unless everybody in the world just stopped using the internet, or the internet just somehow crashed and, burned, the whole world, this system would continue to work forever. And I was at this stage where I was making much more than I was when I had a job. The only thing was that to maintain this level of income, I was working double the hours easily, and I had literally no life. I mean, I'd got to the stage where I felt blocked, you know, like I'd hit a ceiling, where it became physically impossible for me to scale up my income anymore with this system. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was now making good money. My system, like, was probably doing, I don't know, $5,000 to $7,000 a month comfortably. But the thing is, the work it took to maintain it just meant that I had to be tied to my computer all day, every day. I hadn't socialized with friends or family for months. And I kept thinking that if I could duplicate myself somehow, maybe, you know, train up a few members of staff to do what I'm doing, or maybe I could leverage the efforts of others and increase my income. But there was a fundamental flaw with that idea. You see, as soon as I trained somebody in my system, they'd no longer need me, and they'd just go off and make all the money for themselves. And you know what, to tell the truth, I wouldn't really blame them for doing that. I knew there had to be a better way, but I just couldn't see it. Thankfully, the answer was a lot closer than I thought. I mean, I don't know if it was, I don't know, law of attraction or some form of manifestation, but my answer came in the form of a chance meeting with an old friend at the supermarket, of all places. We were chatting and catching up, and he mentioned that he worked for a large software house as a programmer, creating corporate software solutions for companies. And at that moment, a light bulb went on in my head. I explained briefly what I was doing online, and I asked him, how much would the company you work for charge me to create a software that automated as much of the steps as possible of what I'm currently doing manually by hand? And he thought about it for a few seconds and said, well, this is only a rough estimate, but something like that would take around 3 to 4 months to complete, which at £450 per day for the programming, you're looking at, I don't know, around £45,000 to £55,000 to get that type of project done. Understandably, my heart absolutely sank. I mean, I had the solution, but there was no way I could afford to pay that type of money. I asked, you know, how much he would charge to do it in his spare time, and he said, well, for you, only half of the price I quoted earlier. But man, that still worked out at £25,000. It's still too much. What you've got to remember is that I was making $5,000 to $7,000 a month manually with my system. Now, in British pounds sterling, that would be no more than £4,000 on a good month. I mean, that's not bad if all I wanted to do was earn just a couple of thousand more than the average UK or US worker. But I've wanted more, you know, I wanted much more. And not because I was greedy, but simply because I knew that by having a software to automate what I was doing manually, this would increase my income tenfold with only a small fraction of the effort and the work. So I decided to invite my friend to my home to show him exactly what I was doing with my system and, you know, to prove just exactly how much I was making. After going through it with him, it was like I saw a light bulb go on in his head, genuinely, like when he realized he could be part of something that was currently making $5,000 to $7,000 monthly, but with his programming skills would easily make it, you know, 10 times more effective. He started pacing the room, and he kind of mumbled to himself, and then he turned around to me and went, Charlie, I can automate this for you. I can turn your system into an automated software solution. I'll build your software for you in my spare time at no cost, but there's one condition. At this stage I was thinking, oh, anything, man, literally anything. It ended up that all I had to do was teach him how to do what I was currently doing, but with the automated software approach that he was going to build. I said deal, I mean instantly, and shook his hand. He got to work on the software shortly after. It actually took him like 6 whole months to have the fully functional software complete. And it was a few months after the software had been built that I'd met James when I was on a business/holiday trip to the States. We got to know each other and obviously kept in contact. We both shared ideas, and I suppose we kind of got on so well because we'd been through a similar struggle to get where we were right now. He was doing some pretty cool things with making money online, but I think what caught his attention about me and why he kept hounding me about sharing this system with his elite members was the fact that I was making well over $100,000 a month now with my optimized software system, you know, barely spending an hour a day to maintain it. Like I said, at first I was completely against the idea. I mean, I'd never ever shown this system to my programmer, to family, or, you know, anything like that. And eventually I showed it to a family and a few close friends, but even then it was real tightly under wraps. And I was adamant that I didn't want this system that I had to work so hard on to be used by, you know, every Tom, Dick and Harry. The fact was that I didn't need to show this system to anyone outside my circle of close friends and family that were making great money with it. I mean, why would I? But if you get to know James, then you know he didn't get to where he is today by taking no for an answer. He kept working at me, you know, kept on, and after a while of going back and forth, I finally caved in and I agreed. Now, as part of the deal I made, I promised that I would expose the exact steps I was using to make my money off, online, and how to use the software. And James had to agree that he would allow me to make only the software available to a small handful of his most elite members. So, with the deal done, here I am, ta-da! And as agreed, I was going to show you right now the exact system that I use every day to bank some serious cash, and I really hope you're excited to see it, and really genuinely pumped up to see it as well. Now, because even though I was a bit reluctant to reveal this at first, I'm now really excited to share this publicly for the first time to just a few people who hopefully become part of my close circle of friends, and make some great money online while you're doing it. So I'm going to run you through the whole process from start to finish, and by the end of the webinar, you're going to have my complete blueprint that allows me to create real money on demand. So what I'm going to do is fire up the program that my friend put together. Remember, this took him 6 whole months to complete. And if you took this project to a software house to build it for you, I mean, it's going to set you back, at least £40,000, which is, crazy money. So let's head off to this. Okay, let's bring up the software right now. This is Traffic Phoenix right there. Hopefully you guys can all see that clearly on the screen. And just if you want to type in yes, just there to make sure you can see that, because I don't want you to miss a single bit of this. Now, this isn't kind of any cheap software that you might see put together by some Mickey Mouse outfit, somewhere on the internet, for a few grand. This is actually a corporate grade automated software solution that allows me to live the life that honestly some people only dream about. Now, what you need to remember, I've only shown my income streams, to my programmer and my friends and family, and now they all have their own, and they're all doing very well from this, okay? When I was confident enough to show this to my friends and family, I put together a whole load of instructional videos as well, just to make it easy for them, to work out how to use the software. You'll also be getting this as well when you, come on board with us. The funny thing is, even when I showed this to my mother-in-law, okay, I even had her making money with this system, and she hasn't got a clue how to even use a computer properly, right, honestly. She's not listening, so I can say that. But, you can definitely do this if she can. So I'm just going to get right on with this and walk you through from start to finish exactly what I do to make well over $1,000 a day. Okay, remember, that's where we're trying to get you to. Now, what we have here, you can see on the screen right now, is the start page for Traffic Phoenix. I also want to say up front that I'm not one of those people who uses tons of tools and software and systems and all that other stuff. What you see here is the only software system I use to get these amazing results. So this is the software that I use every day to build my online income streams. And I fired it up for about an hour today, and I do that about every day. And to tell the truth, now that I'm using it, and I've been doing so regularly, it actually takes me more like 30 to 40 minutes. But I can say an hour because when you first start using it, it will take you maybe about an hour a day to start. And once you're used to it, then you can get it down to 30 or 40 minutes like I am right now. And what you have to remember is that this was a manual system that was taking me hours every day to maintain it. And to be honest, it's got too much work to do manually, and scaling it up was a nightmare, because that's why my programming friend got involved, turned it into this automated software for me that I can just use to crank it up and spend less than an hour a day and make more than 20 times the amount that I was making when I was trying to do it manually. And, it's something that you'll never have seen before, I can promise you that. I also, it's been designed, when I asked the programmer to do it in the first place, I asked him to make it step by step so that it was really easy to use, because like I said, I had friends and family on board trying to use it, and I wanted to make it as easy as possible to use. So the first thing you do when you open the software and you get to this start page is you go to the new project icon right here. Now this brings up this little dialog box, and right here you can put in the name of your project, and this can be literally anything you like, but obviously related to one of the niches that you're going into. So let's say, for example, you're going into, you can see some examples down there the left-hand side, like entertainment or health or bodybuilding or PC repair, any of those kind of things. That's what you'd name your project to begin with, and this could be the market or the niche that you're going into. You then need to fill out your YouTube app name and developer key, and also your Bitly username. Now, if I've lost anyone, don't worry, it's okay. This stuff is all shown exactly, very, very clearly in the training that we give you as part of the software as well. And we've done some really good videos to show you exactly how it all works. And actually, you can click right here as well. We've got these links that are available for you right here, where you can go and get your YouTube API key and your Bitly API key as well. So it's really easy for you to do, really straightforward. There's nothing really to worry about. You just have to go go straight in and set these. Say we guide you through step by step how to do that. You then choose your download file path. You can see obviously this is mine right here, but this is actually set for you by the software itself. Okay. One thing that you'll notice, and I'll keep saying this throughout the presentation, but one thing that you'll notice in the software is that it's all pretty much done for you when it comes there. There's certain things you have to put in, and I'll show you what those are. But when it comes to things like the download file path, technical stuff like that, it's pretty much done for you. The only reason you have to do this bit is because it applies to you personally and it's your personal details, okay, which obviously we can't know. So right here you can choose the project type, and there's two different types of project you can go for. One is the media hijacker, the other is the media monetizer. And we're going to look at the media monetizer first because it's a real cool little feature that we created, which I'm going to show you, exactly how it works, and it's very straightforward, so hopefully you guys will be able to just see the massive power of it very, very quickly. You've then got these boxes right here, which again we explain in the tutorial, and even better than that, you can see that down here on the right-hand side, you've got these buttons, these sort of little sort of orange or yellowy kind of circles, and in those boxes is a bit of, or those circles is a bit of information, which helps you with each of the details you've got to put in there. So if you get a little bit stuck with, what's my YouTube developer key, you can just go there and it will immediately tell you what it is you're looking for and where to find it as well, which is really cool. So that's that. You create your new project name. So let's have a look at one of the media monetizer projects right here. This is one that we've been working on just recently, all about movie trailers. Now here you can see an overview of the media monetizer itself, and right here you can see these are the videos that we're monetizing right now. I'm going to show you exactly how we monetize them in just 1 second. You can also see the video search snapshot that's just underneath it as well, and I'll explain what that is. Now what we're going to be doing basically, if you haven't already guessed, is we're going to be creating a system. Well, in fact, we've already created it for you, but you're going to be using a system whereby you're finding videos on YouTube that are trending really, really well. That basically means that lots of people are looking at them, viewing them, discussing them, all that kind of stuff. And the software seeks them out for you by you putting in your criteria. And once you've done that, which I'll again show you how to do in just 1 sec, once you've done that, then it goes and finds those videos for you automatically. It then messages the person who has that video, who owns that video on that channel, and asks them if you can put a link in their video description. That means you're getting access to lots and lots of traffic. You're putting your link in the way of some of that traffic. Now, some of these videos get a phenomenal amounts of views, okay? I mean, even the one on the screen right now, if you look at the top right here, you can see where it says this one from the channel Fast Lane Daily. You can see this has 3.44 million views, okay? And right here, the media monetizer and the software, the Traffic Phoenix software, is going to track that video. So from the moment it started tracking that video, you can see right here, that was the amount of views that it already had by this stage when we kind of found it. That's the amount of views it has right now, and this is the amount it's increased by in that time. And you can see we've got these down the middle here, you've got these indicators that are currently red and orange. They will also be green and blue when there's not a lot of increased views, but in this case of these videos, these are increasing like you wouldn't believe, incredible amounts. It's increased, that amount in the space of just literally a few days. So, it's just a phenomenal way in which to track these videos. And, even you just doing this on your own, if you were to track this kind of stuff yourself, it would take you, for a start, a long time to find the videos. You can trust me, I've done it. Trying to find these videos and then looking at the stats and all that stuff. And it's just done for you, okay? So once you get, your link in their video description, then, you can start driving some serious traffic to offers or to literally anywhere you want to. And we're going to show you one really cool place where you can send the traffic to in just a second. So let's look at the search criteria. Right here you can see that we can do this one of two ways, either using keywords or using the YouTube feeds. So let's look at the keywords first. What you can do is up here you can type in in this case, the name of movies. We're looking at movie trailers, so we'll type in names of movies. In this case we've got already a little list that we've developed. Films like Transformers 3, The Hangover Part 2, that's just literally come out in the UK a short time ago. I know it's been around in the States for a bit longer. That tends to be what happens. Hollywood tends to release them in America first, obviously, and then they get spread around the rest of the world. Hangover 2 opened, I think, here in London about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So this is a really relevant search where we could be finding videos that are related to that, and the software is going to do that for you automatically. You can also, so once you put as many of those keywords in there as you want to, and click add right here, and it will add them to this list. And from then on, the software will start searching. okay? And it will start searching for videos that are related to those keywords. You can also see that instead of doing keywords, we can also go for YouTube feeds. Now, YouTube feeds are something that YouTube itself provides, and what's cool about the YouTube feeds is that it's YouTube itself telling you what's working and what's not, okay? So, for example, right here, if you look on the YouTube feeds menu that we've got right here, you can see we've got the most viewed, the top rated, recently featured, and these are all things that YouTube itself provides. Now, what we would use generally is we would use the most viewed, the top rated, and the most discussed. The cool thing about those is that they're the ones that are interacting the most, if you like. They're the ones that, you know, people are talking about the videos, they're viewing the videos, all that kind of thing. And so you can choose which one of these you want to go for, and then simply add it right there to the software. And the software will then use that as one of its parameters when it goes to YouTube in order to do this search. You can also see that there's the minimum views and the minimum increase in views. Now this is important because this is what's going to determine whether the video is trending or not. So in this case, the minimum views has been set to 60,000. Now in my case, when I first started out, I was actually doing it slightly lower than that to 50,000. And what's good about that is that it means it will only find videos that have got that minimum number of views. Now, if they've already got 50,000 views, you can be pretty sure that they are, you know, trending, or they have at least been trending at some point. Now, we want to find out if they are still trending. And if that's the case, then we want to find out what the increase in views is. So in this case, for example, we've got the minimum increase right there. Just double checking, can everyone still see this on the screen okay? Can everyone see the screen okay? I just want to make sure that you can see it. If you guys could just type in yes again, just say yes, we can see the screen, or that kind of thing, that would be great. Okay, yeah, should be cool. Okay, good. Just double checking that you can all see, you know, see what's going on right here. Okay, so carrying on, you can see the minimum increase on your screen right now. The minimum increase in views basically says how many views it's starting off. Sorry, it's continuing with once it started. So let's say it starts out, and when we find it, it gets 50,000 views. The minimum increase in views we're going to set to maybe not quite that ambitious to begin with. Let's say we'll go for 10,000. That means it's doing 10,000 views every 24 hours. So, you know, still that's a video that's doing really good numbers. And if you can get in the way of some of that traffic, you know, you stand to get lots of traffic to your site and lots of traffic to your offers, and obviously ultimately make money from it, okay? So that's that right there. That's how you would set up your criteria. And this is the criteria that the software is going to use in order to understand how to search. Okay, now we're going to look at the YouTube accounts, and this is how you would set up your YouTube accounts. And you can see we've got several accounts right here. Just think about this just for a second. Just before I kind of go on to the YouTube accounts, how long would it take you, okay, to do all of that stuff that you saw in the overview I just showed you right there, even just up to this point, okay? Like, it's not done a huge amount just yet as far as the software is concerned, but if you were to do this manually, this would take you some serious time, you know, to find out what was going on and to research all of these videos to get, you know, the minimum views, the minimum increase, all that kind of stuff, you know. It's a massive amount of potential work for you. So in this case, let's have a look here at the YouTube account list. Hopefully you guys can see how powerful this is already, you know, because what we're showing you right now, it honestly never been released before, and you know, I just think it's mind-blowing what it could potentially do for you. Right here, for example, look, you can hopefully see the power of sending messages to those people and them getting back to you. In fact, I'm going to show you one of the YouTube accounts that we've got, and you'll see some of the responses we get, okay? And most people will come back to you and will say, yes, we're more than happy to you know, take a little bit of money or whatever it might be in exchange for you putting a link in our video description. So right here, you can see these are some of our newer videos, sorry, newer accounts, I should say, right here. But some of the older ones right here that we use purely for the messaging. This one here has had 691 messages sent from it. And again, I'm not logging into that account. I'm not having to do any of the admin for it. The software is doing all of that for me. And it's sending out messages to people with their videos saying, we think your video is fantastic. Can we get a link in the video description? And we're willing to pay you a few dollars for that privilege, okay? And yeah, as I say, you'll be really surprised at how many people will come back to you with a positive outcome. You know, positively come back and say, yeah, that sounds, you know, great, no worries, because at the end of the day, what have they got to lose? They are making money for a video they already happen to have on their YouTube channel, which at the moment isn't making them anything. So everyone wins, you know, it's really cool. And when it comes to actual message settings right here, we've actually provided you with templates that you can already use. I mean, when I said this is done for you, I really did genuinely mean it. You know, we've gone to every length we can to create something that will work for you and that will be, you know, simple to use, nice and straightforward, and that's already got loads of elements that will already work for you in place. Like here, for example, the template. Let's just open one of these random templates right here. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm getting a little message saying that the audio might have scrambled slightly, but if you guys could just again just say that you could hear us okay, that would be awesome. So here on the message template, you can see that there's the template already filled out for you. This is template 2, and the video URL that it's going to be going to is that one just there. And you can see it says first name, so the name of the person who owns the channel. I saw your video, and then puts in the video title for you automatically, and says I would be happy to pay some dollars via PayPal to have a link from my website in the description area of your vid. Let me know by reply if you're interested, and it signs off with the name of your channel. Now, what's cool about that is, again, it's doing it for you. This stuff is working automatically. I was doing this myself and sending, you know, messages, hundreds of messages, and it was just you know, incredible amounts of work to get on with. When this could be doing it for you, you know, so it's just it's saving you so much time and allowing you to go and get on with what's important, you know. By the way, I should also say, if you get to the stage where you are in a market or you just get experienced enough to think, well, maybe I can do even better with the messages, then you can actually add your own message template right there. You can actually see that it says here the template name, and just as it did before, video URL and title and the body and all that stuff. And what's cool about it is you can do your own version, your own template. This could be, you know, template that you name and that you create based on what you've already used and what's worked and what hasn't worked. And again, right here you can use these tags using that little button there on the right hand side. Use the tags that will replace that code for first name, video title, and the channel name as well. So again, you can set that up for it to work for you and to be sending out messages whenever the software's on. Okay, whenever the software's on, it will send messages to people whose videos qualify under the criteria that you've set out earlier on. So I hope that makes sense to you, and hopefully you guys are seeing now how powerful this really is, and the potential results you could be getting with this. You know, it's really potentially phenomenal. And look, if I show you the automated search results just for a second, you can see these are channels or videos, I should say, that are being searched right now, and you can see again the software is keeping track of it all for you. It's finding out the first number of views, the video views as they are now, and how much it's increased by. Now, as you can see, none of these videos right now qualify for the parameters that we've set down in the criteria earlier on. You know, they have got a minimum of 50,000, which is why we've started tracking them. But the increase every day isn't enough for us to warrant sending a message to. But that's cool. It will keep tracking them until it gets more popular. And let's say, you know, if we were tracking a video for Hangover 2, for example, that would probably still be getting lots and lots more views, and the views every day would be increasing rapidly, and so therefore we could send a message, and software will recognize that, track the video, and send the message on autopilot whenever the software is running. Okay, it's just I mean, really amazing stuff, this. Now, here's a really cool feature that is part of the software, which we integrated quite late on in the process, but it's one that I think is really has got the potential to really give you a massive head start, basically, when it comes to tracking a video like this. What you can do is you can actually add a video link yourself. If you see a video online and you think, well, that video is definitely going to blow up, that's going to be a big traffic video, lots of people are going to be watching that. Let's say, for example, someone makes a video about Lady Gaga, or they make a video about Rihanna. You know, those are two artists that are both doing really well online when it comes to YouTube views. And in fact, I've got some statistics for you about them a bit later on, which will blow your mind, genuinely. But you know, right here you can see, you can put the video link, and you find the video and you think, well, if this is doing really well, then I want to keep track of it. So I'll put the video link right in there, and then click on Get Video Details, and it will just go to YouTube, and it will pull up all the information you need: the channel name, the video title, the YouTube categories, the description, the keywords. I mean, literally everything. It will show you the views, when it was published, all of that information it will go and it will find for you, which means that you can then keep track of that video either by adding it to the tracker, or you can add it straight to the message queue. If you want to get in there really early and offer to give them some money for it already, and say I'll put my my link in your video description, then just add it straight to the message queue, and that video will get a message from you that you've seen, like one of the templates that you've created or that you've seen are already preloaded for you in the software. Project settings is kind of self-explanatory. We've kind of shown you that already. That's literally what you saw on the front page, and that's where you can just kind of edit any features or things of the project you want to change. Here's where it gets really cool. This is the money manager, and this always makes me giggle a little bit whenever I look at it, purely for the numbers that you see in the CPC column. Right here, for example, these are the projects that we're working on right now. So, for example, movie trailers or niche sites or that kind of thing. And you can see it says MM next to it. That means media monetizer, which is the type of project we're working in right now. And right here, you can see the name of the. Sorry, I'm still laughing a little bit just because those numbers in orange do make me smile. But I'll explain those in just one second. If you are, by the way, if you're already into kind of cost per click or pay-per-click advertising, you're probably already reeling a little bit. So I'll let you pick up your jaw from the floor while you listen to the first bit of what I'm going to say. This is a link right here. As you can see, a bit.ly link, and bit.ly is a link shortening service that we're going to use in order to get all our information from. So the information gets taken by the software from bit.ly and brought back to the software so you can get all of this information that you see right here. So we've got the name of the person who runs the channel, the link. This is the cost. This is how much we paid in order to get that link onto the video description of that particular video. And you can see right now that for having paid $20, we've had 11,350 clicks. Now, in terms of CPC, if you're not familiar with CPC, by the way, that stands for cost per click. So it means how much you're paying for each of the clicks you get to your link that take people to your site. Now, I challenge you, I set down a gauntlet at your feet to get a cost per click anywhere near as low as the one you can see on your screen right now. Even the ones that are, in my case, for me, this is quite high. This is actually in full pennies. This is 0.02 cents. This has cost us to get. And even that's actually quite high when it comes to these ones. I mean, look at this. This has actually got a CPC of 0.001. Okay, which is, it's not even a full cent or a full penny. It's just nothing, and you're paying that for the clicks you're getting. And what's great about this, the glorious thing, is really that you're paying one little bit of money up front and getting all of these clicks on a very high traffic video, which means that you're driving targeted high quality traffic straight to your offers and straight to your web pages, just by paying that one little bit of money up front, and then getting all of these clicks. It's just phenomenal. And if you were to use, let's say, Facebook ads, or you were to use Google PPC, any of those things, there's no way on this or any other planet that you're going to get a CPC that's that low. There's people out there who are struggling to get a CPC of on Facebook of even 10 cents or 5 cents, and if they're doing that, they're doing really well. But we're getting here 0.001, so it's so low that it wouldn't even be counted on Facebook or Google AdWords. It would just be pretty much giving it to us for free. But of course they're not doing that because we're not using them. Instead, we're doing this via YouTube and being much smarter with the money that we're spending on advertising to get the cheapest traffic you're ever going to find online. So that's something kind of worth bearing in mind. The media monetizer, this is already working, sending out messages. If I click on that, you can see it already says it's started. This is running right now as I talk to you, and it's running currently in the tray. And finally, the bit.ly tracking list. And again, this is going to generate a report for us where it shows us each of the links for each of the types of project we're working on. And you can see, for example, we've got 2 in business solutions. They're leading to 2 different links. And these are the referrers. So this is where the video is actually, the link I should say, is coming from, the traffic is coming from, and you can see it's all from YouTube right here, as you'd expect. And then the views and the number of clicks, and finally the click-through rate. And this shows you how successful those links are being. So basically you can go and do more of what's working and less of what's not working. It's again, that simple. So that gives you a click-through rate that's really high, of 1% right there. People may see this, if you're not used to the click-through rates of adverts and things like that, you might look at this and think this is quite low. Actually, these are very good click-through rates. 1% click-through rate is great because it means every 100 people who visit, one of them is going to click through to your offer. Now, if you're getting thousands of clicks like we are right here, then you can see the numbers start to stack up right here down the line. And for videos that are getting 6 million views, or 6 million, yeah, 6 million views, and therefore, 12,000 clicks. That's, that's not to be sniffed at. That's 12,000 extra visitors that you haven't got right now, which you could be getting, just through the Traffic Phoenix software. So that's a brief overview of the Media Monetizer. And one thing I will show you just before we move on is I want to actually go to YouTube itself. And if we look at YouTube, you can see this is one of our accounts. We've got quite a few of these, as you saw on our list of accounts. But right here, you can see these are some of the messages that we've been getting. Let's just open one up. And hopefully you can see that, yeah, this one right here, you see this one says, this was for a video, by the way, which is a Kerry Hilson video. Kerry Hilson is like a sort of hip-hop R&B kind of artist and has done a track with Kanye West. And what's great about this is that, again, the software automatically saw this video was trending, saw that the video was doing a certain number of views a day, and got in contact. And what's really cool, and this will happen occasionally, this has happened a few times, they will actually write back and say this, look, hi, I can do it for free. The link should be in the video today. That's crazy. Now, they obviously don't realize what they have on their hands, right? They obviously don't realize, the power of the traffic they have, because they have no way of converting it. Well, you do. And you have ways in which you can drive traffic, from these videos to whatever it might be. It can be literally anything. It can be Amazon. It can be ClickBank. It could be your own website if you have one. The possibilities are endless. You can even, and this is something we've been doing recently, you can even get people to a list. So you could get people to an opt-in page and start building a list of prospects in a particular market, a list of prospects who are interested in whatever it might be. You're interested in, I don't know, music videos, movies, rock climbing, whatever it might be, any of those things. Let's have another look at some of these right here. This is a great one. Look at this. Okay, I'll put your links on my 50 videos in the description. So we've just got, from that one message that we sent, we'll get links in all 50 of their videos and pay them a small fee for doing so. And again, get ridiculously cheap traffic. I mean, I can't emphasize this enough. I don't want to go on about it, but the cheapness of the traffic is just incredible when you think about how much you would be paying for traffic on literally any other platform on the internet. You know what? Even if you were to use sponsored videos, that sponsored videos thing that you might have seen that comes up on YouTube, that's a brilliant thing, a great way of advertising, but it's really expensive compared to what we're doing right here. And when you can do this and get it, in this case, get it for free, then you are literally laughing all the way to your whatever, your Google Analytics account or your ClickBank account, whatever, whatever it might be. So that's worth bearing in mind. It's also worth bearing in mind that when you're looking at what you see in front of you right now, all of these different people getting back to us, we're actually building a relationship with them. And when building that relationship, the great thing about it is that they often go away and they start other channels. And the more channels they create, the more they're likely to come back to us and say, listen, remember us, you gave us some money to put on our videos. We've currently got another channel that we've started and it's making a certain amount of getting a certain amount of views per month. Would you like to sponsor the video? And put your link on our video description. That means you're getting first refusal now on getting a link on that video. And you can either say to them, yeah, that's great, I'll sponsor those too. Or you could say, that's cool, maybe not right now, but I'll keep a track of it. And what do? You go back to Traffic Phoenix, you go to Add Channel, you put the video in right there, get video details, and then click Add to Tracker, and you're done. You're done, that's it. And you're now following that video as well, and I say you're following it, you're doing nothing. You've just put some information into a box and pressed the button. What you're doing is getting software to do the work for you. And again, it's going and tracking that video, and if that video breaks through and it becomes a success, you'll know about it straight away because you'll get a message back from them because the software will automatically send them a message saying, here's what we'd like to do. We'd like to sponsor the video now. So hopefully you can see the massive amount of potential that you've got right there to drive some real serious traffic right there. And you can see, you've seen our results right there on the screen of how much those videos are increasing by and the number of clicks we're getting on our tracking list. So that's the first thing. That's the Media Monetizer right there. Now I also want to show you another feature of the software which generally, I kind of go back and forth each day as to which one I enjoy most in terms of which of these two methods. There's the Media Monetizer and there's also these kinds right here of which is what we used to call the Ripper. And this is now a way in which you can get these fantastic videos and monetize them in a slightly different way. I'll show you exactly what I mean. You can see, first of all, that down the left-hand side, there's things like the search criteria, which obviously you recognize from the monetizer, and the YouTube accounts, and automated search results, all that kind of thing going on right there. But there's also the possibility of doing several other things. The primary use of this is we can actually find videos on channels that we own. Like, for example, you might eventually find that a channel is so successful you want to buy it, and you buy it outright, and you say to them, look, I'll give you however much, I don't know, $100 or $150 to buy the channel completely outright. That means you've now got a great channel that's your own. Someone else has built it up for you, and I've done this quite a few times in the past, and someone else has built up that channel, built up the views, built up the respect it has in the YouTube community, and you've bought an asset now. That asset is still driving traffic and still driving people to the videos to view them. Now, if that's the case, then you're able to get that video, or those videos that are on that channel. You can download them using the software. The software's got an ability to download these videos from that channel and then upload them to other channels on YouTube, therefore spreading out the wealth and spreading out the love, if you like, across YouTube, and giving you the chance to have lots of channels, all with videos that you know are converting. You know that they're getting lots of views. Like this one, for example, in bodybuilding. You can see there's all these various meat-headed gentlemen there on the sort of top left of your screen right there, and all these guys are massively into bodybuilding. Hopefully there's not any bodybuilders listening, otherwise they'll come around and try and beat me up. But you know, you can see right here, these videos are doing really well. And what we can do is we can actually take those videos and take them from the channel that we've bought and go right here. What this does is not only does it use YouTube, but it also goes to these other sites. You can see Blip, Multiply, Tumblr, Vidler, and Konotia. And it will go to those sites if you just put in your username and your password. In some cases, you may also need a API key, but simply just click on the link that's right there, and it will show you what to do for that. And you can then go and distribute your videos across all of those channels as well, and it will upload the video with a link in the description to the link that you specify. So again, another bit.ly link that you can track, which means you can get some really good results from it. So hopefully that's all making sense. And right here, you can see the possibilities for this. You know, just the syndication alone is just an incredible thing, which will spread your videos far and wide, and more importantly, it will spread the you know, the fact that basically you can get your videos in a much wider area. Like, many more people will see your videos if they're on 5 channels than if they're on, you know, if they're on just one. If you're just on YouTube, well, that's cool, that's great. But if you're on, you know, if you spread them out over Blip and Multiply and Tumblr and Vidler and Konotia and, you know, all those sites, you've got huge leverage. Okay, the leverage that you've got is massive. And when I say leverage, I mean the ability to get lots and lots of views, you know, by just casting your net really wide. You know, casting it across the internet and getting as many, what's known as kind of real estate, if you like, online real estate. You're getting as much of that as you possibly can, and therefore, you know, driving as much traffic as you can, all using what you've already got. Okay, so hopefully that makes perfect sense to you guys. Now, there's also another feature that I want to show you right here, which again is just something that we added relatively late on, but it was an idea that came about through seeing just how successful some websites could be if they were able to get on the back of some of the trends that are really working online, particularly on YouTube. Remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Okay, it's second only to Google. So consequently, if people are on there searching for lots of information, or they're on there searching for a particular pastime, or, you know, whatever it might be, if that's the case, then, well, you already know what people are looking for. You already know what's trending online. If it's trending on YouTube, there's a really good chance it's trending across the rest of the internet. There's a good chance people are going to Google, for example, and typing in the same things that are coming up when they search on YouTube. So as a result, we thought, wouldn't it be cool if you were able to create a site, go and get, you know, a domain name, and then populate that site with content that was optimized, that was optimized in all the ways it needs to be to get really good Google traffic. And also, if we were able to take one of the videos that was being successful embed that in the page and create content, and more importantly, create adverts based around it. That's pretty cool, right? That's a pretty cool idea. So that's exactly what we did. If you look here under Offer Vault, you can see something called the money pages, and they're called money pages for a very good reason. They are pages that make you money. It's a real cool thing, this. I love it. I'm starting to sound a bit like James now, so I have to be careful doing that. But this is one of those things where, you know, the website URL is where you put in the domain name that you buy, and finding and buying a domain name is dead simple, okay? It's a process which will take you a very short amount of time and only cost you about $7, okay, to buy a domain name for a year or two. And you get your domain name, and we show you how to do this, by the way. We get all of this stuff done for you. We show you how to set it all up so that it works automatically. And once you've set it up, which doesn't take long, then you're able to add pages to this particular site. And the pages that you add are all relevant, all keyword related. In fact, you might have seen briefly a flash of one earlier as I was going through the pages on my screen. But what I will show you is exactly what one looks like in just a second. But you can see here, you type in your website URL. You also type in, or you select which template you're going to use. In this case, we've got the health template up because we're talking about bodybuilding. But you could go for comedy, if it's a comedy video, or you could go for computer games, which incidentally, as a little tip for you on here, is a massive way of driving lots of traffic. If you can get your links which are related to, you know, computer games of some kind, or related to buying the game on Amazon or whatever, you're really shocked by how many people search for those kinds of videos. That's just a little tip for you right there, which will help you. So we're going to choose the health template, okay, for obvious reasons. Then you're going to put in your ClickBank, your Amazon, and your Google AdSense IDs. And what's going to happen is it's going to create a video, you know, which has come from the videos that you've already researched, and it's going to then create adverts using those 3 IDs right there. It's going to use those IDs to create adverts around them. So rather than talk about it, let me show you exactly what I mean. This right here is macromusclebuilding.com, a little bit of a mouthful, but this is one of the sites that we've created. And you can see right here, this is the page itself with the video. You can see we can hit play on there, and there's another muscular gentleman talking about his biceps, because yeah, I'm good, thanks, Chris. How you doing? Yeah, he's basically a guy who is into measuring his biceps by building them up and then measuring them again and building them up and measuring them again. Awesome. If people are into that, that's great. And if you've ever been to our offices, or you ever do come to our offices, you'll know that that doesn't apply to anyone who works with us. But there are people out there who are into, you know, keeping fit and that kind of thing. So as a result, this has taken the video. And this, remember, this is automatic, okay? This happens automatically. When it finds a video that's trending, it just goes and it does it, okay? It goes and gets that video, adds in the content, puts in the Amazon links, puts in the Google links, and puts in the ClickBank links as well. So it just monetizes it like, literally like that, you know? And we've done several of these pages I can show you. So let's just show you right here, for example. If we, by the way, this is also optimized, I should also say. So that title right there is optimized. It's what's known as the H1 kind of links, so that sort of thing. H1 tags, and if your keywords are in your H1 tags, when it comes to SEO, then you're likely to rank better for that particular keyword. You can also see right here on the sort of right-hand side, these links right here are all internal links, and they all again have the keywords attached to them for each of these different things. So like this one, for example, the Johnny Jackson leg workout, okay, that's another type of video which has been created, another page that's been created. In fact, let me just show you that just for a second. Hopefully you can also see at the top right here where it says macromusclebuilding.com / Johnny-Jackson-leg-workouts, okay? Now that means that that's also optimized so that it's likely to come up much better in the search engines as a result of being optimized in the title tags, the H1 tags, it's in the text itself, in the name of the video, in just, I mean, literally everywhere, and also in the what's known as the slug, which is what follows here after the .com. You get the end of the address itself. The fact that it's optimized in there as well just gives you much better chances of getting traffic from Google using this method. Now, I did say earlier that Google traffic is not what we're about, okay? It's not really what we're after. But hey, if you can get Google traffic on top of all the traffic you're going to get from YouTube, then why wouldn't you? You know, it's just extra traffic, more clicks, and more potential money that you're making, okay? So right here you can see Amazon have got links in which are relevant to this particular workout. You can see this is an Elle Macpherson DVD because she was known as the Body, I believe, back in the day. So that's a workout video from her which has got a nice little discount offer on it. Another one here, this is an Iron Gym total upper body strength, whatever that is, right there. You can also see down the right-hand side, these are all links here provided by Google itself. And again, these are all related. You can see, look, these are all health and fitness, links drive full control, you know, all those kind of things here. This one here, strongest legal supplement. These are all things that are going to be related to people who are interested in, you know, muscle building, that kind of thing. Right down here at the bottom, you can see it's created links right here to various different products, all of which are in your affiliate link. Okay, all of these are affiliate links just here, and they all link to ClickBank. And so you'll also be able to promote stuff on ClickBank. So if you have a ClickBank account right now and it's, you know, only doing small amounts or maybe not even doing anything right now, this is a way for you to start making money doing that, and at the same time get huge traffic from YouTube and also get some from Google as well at the same time. So that's a quick example of the money pages that are created. And remember, these are all automatically created, okay? These happen just because the software decides that they're going to happen because of the criteria that you've put in, okay? It's almost, in a funny sort of way, it's like the software has its own kind of intelligence built into it, because it actually will go and do this for you, again, automatically. It will optimize them automatically. It will put, you know, all this stuff in your keywords and all of that, just all automatic, and then it will put the template and the ads and you know, Amazon links and just everything all in one place. And this is one of the things that really excites me the most when it comes to this software. But it's just one feature, okay, one thing that it does and that it will create for you. So hopefully that all makes sense to you. Yeah, if you do have any questions, you know, obviously let us know. But hopefully it's quite self-explanatory right there. So that's the genius of the money pages. And you know, when it comes to using this software, I've said this kind of a little bit already, but you can get massive amounts of leverage using this software and get far bigger results as a result. The thing that people keep talking about online is having as much leverage or as much real estate online as you can, because the more you have, and when I say real estate, I mean like, you know, videos or websites or, you know, anything like that that's driving traffic to your links. If that's happening, then you're able to start to leverage that ability and leverage that content. And the more you can leverage, the more you're likely to get you know, a massive return on your investment, quite frankly. And you know, this is something that you can do right here very, very easily using software that does it for you, okay? I can't emphasize this enough. I genuinely do, and you can probably see by now, you can see why I only take, you know, half an hour or 40 minutes to do this. If I take an hour, it's taken, you know, too long, and so it's just something that I do relatively quickly every day. I just log on 30 to 40 minutes, making sure that all of the traffic is doing what I want it to do, and then, you know, just kind of coming straight back and getting on with what I want to do, getting on with my life and spending time with family and friends and all that kind of thing, you know. So yeah, it just generally does upload for you. And we've had a question come in that how to upload the money page to the website. This actually does it very, very simply. If I show you right here on the screen, this is where you would upload the site files from. And you actually, as I say, don't do it. You just provide the information for that particular hosting account and for that particular web address. So here where it says macromusclebuilding.com, you can see that it's got what's known as the FTP, what's File Transfer Protocol. Those details are right there. And you can see that there's the username and the password for that account, and the upload is going to come from this area right here, and the path it's going to is this one right here. So that's where it ends up going to. Now remember, there are training videos for all of this stuff, okay? You don't need to install WordPress, you don't need to install any of that kind of stuff. It just does everything for you automatically, okay? So, you know, it's just all kind of all sorted. And as I say, the training videos do all this stuff for you as well. So, you know, don't worry about that kind of stuff. It's just all done in the training videos, and we take you through step by step exactly what you need to succeed with this software. Okay, so yeah, it's all there for you. Don't worry. You don't need to install WordPress. You don't need to do any of that stuff. It just does it for you and creates HTML web pages for you, literally like, you know, like that, just like in a real flash. So with that in mind, let's just talk a little bit about YouTube, because although I've kind of talked about it a little bit already, I want to really make it clear to you that YouTube has got a phenomenal amount of traffic on it. And if you were to get even like 0.001% of the total traffic on YouTube, you'd be able to cash in every month. And I can only say that because that's what we do. In fact, we get slightly more than that every month, purely because we've been using the software for a little while. When I say we, I mean family and friends who are using it, but it's a relatively small band, and we can't take all the traffic generally. It's just, there's no way we could potentially capitalize or monetize all of that traffic. There's just no way, which is why opening it up is kind of okay. I didn't really want to share it, but this is what I'm doing right now, and you can see it in all its glory right here. Now, YouTube, as I said to you earlier, is the second largest search engine on the planet. Okay, the only one that's bigger is Google, and that's probably only because Google is actually the owner of YouTube. Okay? It bought it for a ridiculous amount of money a little while ago. Let me give you this example. The most viewed video on YouTube is actually a music video. Feel free to guess as to what you think it might be, but I'll tell you quite quickly. It's actually by Lady Gaga, and it's a song called Bad Romance. And this music video, when I first heard about it, it had done 185 million views. Think about that for a second. One video, 185 million times it's been viewed. Now, I thought that was amazing until I went to YouTube today, just before this webinar, in fact, and I looked it up again. And I honestly showed everyone in the office, and I probably even rang people as well, just because I couldn't believe how many it had gone up by. It's now at, and you can check this out yourself, this is now at 384 million views that video's had. 384 million. Think about that for a second. Now, again, what if you were to get your link on a video like that? Now, obviously, there are certain videos that you're going to be able to get links on, certain videos that you're not going to be able to get links on. But, even a video that was half or a quarter as successful as that one would still be driving a colossal server melting amount of traffic to your offer. You genuinely would have to upgrade your servers at that stage if you got that amount of traffic, because you would be getting so much traffic to an offer. And obviously, if the offer was converting, which again we can show you how to do, then it's just real simple. Okay. We had another question come in about the educational videos that have been created, and they are really newbie friendly. Okay, if you've not done this before, then they will take you through what to do, and it will be straightforward for you to do. No worries about that. So yeah, think about that. What if you had 1% of the traffic that was on YouTube right now clicking on your offer, or even 0.0001% of the traffic? Just to give you an example of what that would be, YouTube currently gets 2 billion views per day. In fact, it's gone over that now, but 2 billion views a day. Now, if you were to get 0.00001% of that traffic, which is, I don't know, that's like a 10,000th of the traffic or something, clicking on your links every month, you'd still be getting 2,000 click-throughs. Now, you've seen on what I've shown you already, you've seen that there are videos and links that we've got up there that are getting way more than that, okay? And that's what this software allows you to do. It gets you that amount of leverage that you can get on the power of YouTube, and use it to just clean up, really clean up. And I'd also challenge you to do this. Do this yourself, okay? Don't use the software, and do this yourself and see how far you get. And I don't say that in any kind of mean way. I genuinely mean it, because I've done it. I've gone out there and done it myself, and created those sort of links and taken the time to research videos, and it's been good and bad, and there's been times when it just didn't seem to work at all, and times when it worked great, but it just wasn't working consistently. I challenge you to go do it yourself. And to not use the software, because I promise you it won't get anywhere near the amount of leverage and the amount of results, and most importantly, the amount of money that you can possibly be getting if you use the software to do it. So that's that. That's the software, really right there in its full glory. And hopefully, I've been seeing comments obviously coming through anyway while I was demoing the software. I've not been ignoring you, by the way. If you have commented about how good you think the software is, I'm trying to kind of answer some of the questions as we go that are more about whether the software is easy to use and that kind of stuff. All I can say is yes. What you're seeing on the screen right now it's nothing more complicated than that. And the leverage you can get from YouTube is just massive, really, really huge. So yeah, thank you to all those people who've said how slick and how cool and how fun you think the software is. And we've had plenty of those kind of comments come through, a few wows as well. And there's one actually is one, Alex, I we'll get to that in just a second. Alex has just asked how can we get hold of a software license or a software access to this, and I will show you how to do that in just 1 second. Okay. Now, hopefully, I've done a good job of explaining what's been kind of going on. One thing I will mention as well, by the way, just before I do that, is I want to talk to you a bit about software support, because there's actually a support team that are out there as well, and let's show you kind of exactly what's going on with that, because there's a software support team there for you who've already been trained in this, who know what they're doing, and are able to do this stuff with their eyes closed. They're as competent with it as us now, so we can kind of show you exactly what's going on. So there's all of these kind of various features that you're getting right now. This is all coming through. Loads of people saying that this is awesome software. Loads of people kind of saying cool things about it. One thing I forgot to mention just as I click through, this is one thing that is kind of interesting to mention, and some people here saying, yeah, this is very awesome software, that's cool. Yeah, how quickly does the support team respond to queries? It tends to be 24 hours or less. Okay, but, even we're taking literally a very, very small amount of people on tonight, so consequently you're going to get very quick customer service getting back to you. So that's something to bear in mind as well. We're supporting you all the way. It's not, we've got no interest in finding people who are going to buy some software and then let them go off and do it on their own. So we've got the support here for you the whole way through as well. So that's something to bear in mind. So this is kind of all of the features. I mean, I've not even touched on some of the features like this one right here. When you're re-uploading the videos, for example, there's certain things that I've not even talked about, like this one, for example, where you can take the videos. When I said to you, remember earlier on I talked to you a bit about how one of the features that it has is if you buy a channel, for example, and you have a really successful channel of your own, then you can download and re-upload the videos. There is an issue on that with duplicate content when it comes to YouTube, so you need to change the video slightly. Now, again, in order to do that, it's a real pain in the arse, okay? So as a result, you've got this kind of this ability here to basically change the mode of the video and to almost kind of re-engineer the video, add a watermark to it if you want to, and create a new video with different background audio and thumbs and that sort of thing, transitioning, which means that as a result, YouTube is likely to see it as, well, in fact, it will definitely see it as new content, okay? And therefore, you can get leverage from all of these videos that are up there, and they'll all be getting traffic from all different places, and people will be able to see them in all different ways, and you'll just get massive amounts of traffic from all of those different places. And here, right here, you can see the ability right here. So, for example, if you're going to write, in here where it says the text, you could say something like, please subscribe to my channel, or please click the link below, or any of those kind of things. Click like or click submit. That kind of thing. Wow, we're getting already questions from people saying, is this product already for sale? No, it's not. It will be right at the end of this webinar, but it's not up right now. We will be putting it live, promise, at the end of the webinar, but generally someone's just asked, is this product already for sale? So no, not yet, but it will be very shortly. It's never been on sale to anyone before either. So right here, this is where you would put the text that you'd say, please subscribe, or please whatever it might be, please like my video, or please click the link below, or whatever. Then you can choose the color or that kind of thing. Then you can have the ability right here. So let's say here, so for example, please subscribe. Then we can pick the color right here, and we choose that from the palette right here. So let's choose, I don't know, something like this right here, a nice sort of bluey color. Yeah. Let's choose that just for a second, and that's where that will go. Then we choose the font right here. Let's go for, I mean, there's hundreds right there. Yeah, just ridiculous amounts. Let's go for Verdana. That's relatively legible and easy to see. Then we'll go for the font style. Let's make it bold, and let's go for, yeah, something bigger like that. And this will appear on the video itself, like it will actually show up on the video. That's a little bit too big actually, but let's say we put it there at size 30. That will appear on the video itself, and this is just one of those things that will allow you to create a fantastic sort of a fantastic way to interact with people who watch your video. There's something kind of come through really funny from this just for a second. I wanted to just show you this. I wouldn't normally read these out, but there's a message that says, James, I'd like to buy you a drink for being this good to me. Thank you. That's really nice. So I'm so glad this is providing value for you guys. This is really cool. So thank you so much for that. And you know, someone also asked, literally, how long before we can start making money from it? Is it almost instant? Well, literally, you can see that it's a question of a few clicks in order to start generating those sort of links, you know, and getting it up and getting started. It's then just a question of kind of finding your offers and making sure that you can drive traffic to them, and you know, drive traffic to them nice and easily using this method. You know, there's really nothing more to it than what I've shown you. And again, the training is there for you in order to provide you with the quickest possible start you can get. Okay, like I said, I created those videos not for you guys. Okay, I created them for friends. So I wanted to make sure that you were able to do this. You know, in a way that was nice and simple and straightforward. And so the videos have been created for my friends. So you'll be hearing me talking to friends as I'm, you know, doing these videos, so you can actually see exactly how to do this and how to get started nice and quickly. There's so many features right here that are good for this kind of thing. You know, like for example, if you're trying to find you know, really good channels that are out there, for example, that you want to find you know, a channel that's being really successful at the moment, you can use this that's on the screen right now. You know, like this one, for example, if we just go for a search for this one, just click on search right there. You can see it's now doing this thing where it fetches the channel data, and what it's done is it's found the number of results, which in this case is 9, and these are music videos right here for this particular channel. Now again, this could be a channel that you've spotted on YouTube and you think it's going to do something spectacular, and so you can follow these and, you know, find this entire channel right here and keep an eye on these videos to see you know, how well they're doing, in order that you can do it for research, you know, so you can research you know, what's working online and what's becoming big, or what the next phenomenon is, that kind of thing. You know, you're able to use this to search. I mean, it's literally endless, the stuff you could potentially do with this, and I don't want to, you know, take up too much of your time tonight, but I do really want to show you exactly the potential for this. Okay, so yeah, that's something to kind of bear in mind. So like I said, hopefully I've done a really good job by now of explaining the software to you, and you can see a really unique opportunity that you have right in front of you. To be completely honest, I really wish I had something that was this good when I started out. Even something half this good when I started out would have been so much easier than what I already, you know, started with, which was nothing at all. But you know, they say that everything happens for a reason, and maybe I was supposed to go through what I did, who knows, you know, in order that I could share this system with friends and family, and now with a small number of you guys and girls tonight. And I really do mean a small number, okay? The availability for software license is going to be very, very limited. I mean it, very limited. Like, I mean, this is still maxing out right now, this webinar. That's, you know, 1,000 people on here, because that's all we can hold. And I mean, let me explain. You've seen the whole process that I go through, okay, from start to finish. Now, I'm getting more messages right here. There's one from Mike, one from Jane, just scroll through here, one from Dominic. There's tons of you now asking how you can get access to the software right now. Bear with me 2 seconds and I will show you exactly how to. I'm going to give you access to a website address in just 1 second, and that will give you details on how to get access to the whole software. However, there is a really important caveat. Okay, a really important caveat for you guys and girls on the webinar right now. I want to make it as fair as possible, so please listen to what I'm about to say to you. Here's the deal. As you know, this software system has never been available to the public before. Okay, some people asked that earlier, and it hasn't at all. Now, there's absolutely nothing like it on the market right now. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to open it up to you guys and girls, but the caveat is that the number of people I can open it up to is going to be very limited. I'm looking at the number of people on the webinar, like I say, right now, and you know, I've thought about this long and hard. There's 1,000 people on this webinar right now, and we're at capacity, which, I mean, it's incredibly exciting. But as a result of that, I've thought about this long and hard, and I've decided to open the doors to just 15 people. 15, 1-5, okay? That's all there is to get on this tonight. When those 15 slots are filled up, I am going to close the doors. Now, I want to make sure that we can pay special attention to that small group of people that are lucky enough to get access right here tonight, okay? But only 15 spots are available. Now, it's not about us taking on a massive number of people, okay? I've got no interest in doing that. If I wanted to make massive amounts of money, I'd just go and use my system like I do normally. I want a small group of people to come into the inner circle and have access tonight, okay? A small group of just 15. I want to make sure that the little team that I've put together, the support team that I told you about earlier, I want to make sure they're not overwhelmed. Giving 15 people, just 15 access, also means you can get one-on-one attention for any support needs that you have, which makes your experience of getting used to the software and getting to grips with it a lot more pleasant. And your path to profits using the software will be so much quicker as a result. Now, for me, this being the very first time I'm offering this publicly, I want to make sure that the small group that gets access really hits the ground running, okay? Yeah, some people are already asking questions about the number. I'm not going to be upping it, okay? It is just 15, 1-5, okay? And it's just a closed, yeah, I mean, someone's asked, is this like a closed beta test? Sure, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it equates to, I guess, because it's, you know, a tiny little group of people who can get on board. Now, as I say, I don't want my team to be overwhelmed by this. That's why the numbers are as small as they are. And for me, as I say, it's the first time that I've opened it up to people, so consequently, I want to make sure that everyone who comes on board, literally everyone, hits the ground running and starts making money fast, all right? Now, I'm going to show you where you can get hold of this software. What you need to realize is that you're going to get access to everything that I just showed you, plus all the training that I've talked about as well, all the videos that talk you through, plus your own full access pass to make money, and it's your success blueprint, okay? Now, you'll be able to track, just to review, okay, you'll be able to track thousands of high-trending videos, add your offer or your money page site links to the description of high-traffic videos, and instantly drive super targeted traffic that's high-converting as well, okay? There's people asking, I feel kind of sorry for you guys in a way, because someone's asked, what about the rest? Like, what if you don't get in the 15? Well, I said, I'm sorry, I can't open it to the masses right now. It's generally 15 people until further notice. It could be weeks, it could be longer, you know, it could be months, next year maybe even. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to open it up any more than this. But, you know, you'll be able to launch hundreds of niche-specific SEO and social media optimized videos and video sites at the click of a few buttons. You saw how quickly those sites can go up, okay? And you can drive traffic instantly using our unique YouTube traffic siphon method, giving you a secure, long-lasting way to drive traffic without having to worry, okay? You know, it's one of those things that you're going to have to work so hard at if you didn't have this software. And with the software, you can get, you know, this long-lasting traffic for as long as YouTube's around, as long as you're around, because YouTube's going to be around longer than anyone on this call. So, you know, if Google decides to change the algorithms overnight, then you don't have to suffer for it, you know. You'll still be creating great sites, and you'll still be getting massive traffic from YouTube, okay? Even if all your sites happen to drop off the face of the earth tomorrow, you'd still have all of those massive amounts of links and huge traffic coming in from YouTube, okay? So I'm going to put up the link right now for where you need to go, so I can tell you, honestly, I can tell you from the number of people that are attending this webinar and the messages coming through on chat, these slots aren't going to be around for very long, which is, I mean, exciting for us, but you guys need to get in there if you want to. Hopefully you're one of the lucky 15 who do get in on this fully tested money-making software system. So the place you need to go to right now is this. You need to go to www.trafficphoenix.com/go. That's it on your screen right there. There's 15 spots only. trafficphoenix.com/go, and we've put it there for you as well into the question and answer area right there. You can see it's trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, so Phoenix, again, just anyone who's not sure, Phoenix is Phoenix. Okay, trafficphoenix, all one word, .com/go. Now, actually, if I show you, that's probably a better way to do it, but you need to go there now, okay? Let me type it into the browser right here so you can see what's going on. Let's show you this just for a second. Okay, let's go for trafficphoenix.com/go. Right, so this is the page that you'll be taken to right here. And as I say, this is only open to 15 people right now. ultimately, this is where you need to come to get into this software and to get on board with us right now, to get all the training. We're even going to throw in some YouTube training as well, okay? We've created some YouTube videos which are going to show you step by step how to find the niches and the areas that you can start talking about on your video, okay? So, yeah, there's a lucky 15 going to get in on this, okay? And, you know, as you can see, you can get here, right here on this screen, you can get your lifetime all-access pass to the software, right? There's no other fees behind this, okay? And this is the software that I use and my close friends and family use and make life-altering money, okay, with this, as I've already proven to you, okay? Now, if this feels like something you could use, then you need to, to get on it to improve your life. Actually, wow. So I'm just looking on the screen right now. I said there was 15 slots. There's already 2 gone. Right, that's already, you've got to be quick. They're going quick here, guys. People are already kind of logging onto these and clicking on add to cart, and they're going to get in on this right now because, you're going to, look, to be really honest, you're going to miss out on this, okay? If you don't get onto this right now, you're going to miss out, and you're going to be left sat there thinking, well, I wonder what would have happened if I'd have, taken up the training and taken up the software, and also wondering what other people are doing who have got the software. I can promise you they'll be doing well, okay? So there's now, I say, 13 copies remaining, and just so as you know, when you secure your spot, you'll see that, well, you'll be given very important information once you do secure it, okay? You secure it just by literally going to the page trafficphoenix.com/go, okay? And once you do that, you'll be taken, as I say, to this page. Once you click on add to cart, then you have the ability to then get in on board with this software. And you'll get the important information once you do secure your spot, okay? And you'll receive a receipt and order details via email, and you'll receive it instantly, okay? And you'll also receive a second welcome email, and that will have your username and your license key as well. Now remember, this is instant download, okay? And you get full personal support. Okay, I'll put that up on the screen right there because this is important. This is an instant download situation right here. And you get full personal support from the moment you start using the software. You've got that training in place right there. Now, there's some really important information for you in that email that you get when you sign up. Okay, so do make sure that you get onto this. And there'll be a unique set of numbers, letters, and characters that you just copy and paste into the software when you're prompted as soon as you fire it up, and this will unlock the software, giving you your own all-access pass, as I say, to this money-making software. Okay, and this is proven money-making software, right? This is getting really, really ridiculous. There's people here kind of coming on board now, left, right, and centre. As I kind of thought they were. I didn't think they'd go this quickly, I must admit. But yeah, okay. So as I was saying, yeah, I mean, we did this basically to make the order process really, really easy for you. Okay, let me just show you just for a second. And once you click on Add to Cart, you'll be taken right here. This is a secure order form, and you're able to order on here via a couple of different methods. Okay, in fact, several different methods. The ones we recommend are either by credit card or by PayPal, because it means that the PayPal payment is instant. It means you can get on board with this as quickly as you possibly can. As I say, it's no upsells. There'll be, that's cool, Jeff, man, welcome on board. That's really awesome. He said, thanks, I'm in. That's cool. Thank you very much indeed. I look forward to seeing you in the members area. And yeah, as I say, there's no cross sells, upsells, downsells, any of the other stuff, side sells, whatever that other stuff is. Oh, wow, that's cool. Jean has just said, I got it. Wow, that's awesome. Very cool, man. Thank you so much indeed. I can see James is replying to some of you guys right now with some kind of funny responses. But yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for getting on board. And yeah, these are going well quick. This is really, really good stuff. Okay, so as I say, once you get your access, okay, you get your receipt, your username, and your license key via email, and access to the software gets activated, straight away. Now, bear with me. I'm just kind of going through a few messages again right here. As I said, we saw Jeff earlier on, Jean just there. Someone else who came on board earlier. Who was that? They've all been sending messages. I'm just going to go through my messages right here. There's one more. Darren right there. Mike, that's cool. Thank you so much indeed for coming on board. I mean, this is cool. These spots are going to go a lot quicker than I thought they would, I must admit. Now, okay, I can get a count on. Just hold on 1 second. I'm just going to try and get a count of how many we've got left right here. Okay, well, that's 6 sold, definitely. So there's only 9 slots left, okay? And you know, after you purchase, you'll get the license key, which will be sent to you within 10 minutes. And you'll need to enter that to activate the software. Once you've done that, you're in, okay? You're in, and you get all the training as well. There's nothing been holding back. This is really not going to be up for very long. And I'm deadly serious when I say I'm taking 15 members into the system tonight. That's it. We've never opened this up to the public before, and it's important to me that you get the support and the training, okay, that you need to get off to a great, great start. The proof we showed earlier really proves how well this system is working for us. If you remember, I actually showed you a number of accounts where we're easily clearing 100K a month. And the scary thing is, that's not even all of my accounts, right? This system gives you the ability to become financially free. You know, genuinely, you can become financially free. And this is what's going to take you there. Now, after going through such a struggle, getting to where I am right now, it feels so satisfying to know that I'll never have to worry about paying my bills, or never have to worry about, you know, creditors sending in bailiffs, or, you know, the repo man coming around to my door to take things. You know, none of that stuff going on. And if you've ever been in that position, you'll know how horrific it is. I nearly swore then because I just got a bit passionate. But yeah, it's just one of those things that, you know, if you've ever had that experience, even slightly, it's one of those things that will just make you never want to be in that position ever again. And, you know, you're better than that. You're better than that. And that's how I felt. I felt I was better than that. But I needed to find a way to do it. I've now found a way. Wow, that's really cool. Someone's sent us a message right now that says, literally says, yes, with a big exclamation mark. I'm in the members area. More exclamation marks. Thank you so very much. That's really lovely. Thank you so much indeed. You know, I'm so pleased that you guys are getting in on this right now, because, you know, if you've managed to get in on this with the 15 members, then, you know, you're in a real privileged position right now. Like I say, I'm only opening this to friends and family, and 15 of you guys, right? You know, it's just a phenomenal amount of potential that's been generated right here. So I really hope you get in. So yeah, I mean, what I truly want is, I want you to be able to send me an email, right? I want an email from you guys telling me how amazed you are at how well the system is working for you. That's what I'd love, okay? You know, as I say, after going through those kind of struggles, that's the sort of thing that would not only make me happy, but I would know that we've done our job exceptionally well, okay? And I know that the software here is already huge. It's just phenomenally successful. And it's worked for us like gangbusters, you know, like you wouldn't believe. I want that for you. I really want that for you guys. You know, Bob in Queensland, wow, congratulations, man. You're into really smart move, man. Really smart move. He's now in on the members area too. Let us know what you think, you know. Get back to us and tell us what you think of the members area. We're pretty proud of it, and there's, you know, just huge amounts of stuff. This is so unique right now. It's so unique in terms of what's out there. There's nothing out there doing this right now. And, you know, just the amount, the ability, the power that's generated from this kind of leverage is like nothing you've ever honestly seen before. You know, trafficphoenix.com/go. That's where you need to be going to. Again, let's put it up on the screen for you right now. Look at your screens right now. Okay, that's where you need to be heading to, okay? trafficphoenix.com/go. Now, remember, this software took 6 whole months to build. And if you were to pay a software company to build it for you, you know, let's say you leave this webinar right now, you go to a software company and ask them to build something like it. They'll never get close to it, I'll be honest. But even if they did, you'd still be spending 50K. That's before you get even a line of code written, right? We've even done this. We've even gone to people and said how much to do a piece of software that would create this for you. And you know what? They're not even... It's just not even anywhere near the amount of money that any of us could be able to afford. Okay, 50K is just a ludicrous amount of money to spend on a bit of software, but it's what we would have had to do if it wasn't for, you know, this little kind of bit of serendipity that I experienced that day in the supermarket with my friend. So, you know, if you've got any problems logging in, I should say this as well. Any problems logging in or ordering, please email me at support@trafficphoenix.com. We can see some downloads. That's really cool, man. More smart people are downloading us, according to James. That's pretty cool. this is really not the type of software you can get cheaply built by some inexperienced programmer, out in some country that you can't even pronounce the name of. That's not what we're about right here. We're producing stuff that is going to work. It's like the Midas touch, of software. Midas was that king who could turn all the things he touched to gold. And, for him, this is one of those things that if he was around today, I'm pretty sure he'd be jumping all over, okay? So, yeah, you guys need to get on this. I was lucky enough to have the chance meeting with my programmer friend, okay? That led to a major turning point in my life and in his as well. And he saw my vision and really helped me to turn it into a monstrous, monstrous profit machine. School of Winners, yeah, man, definitely. Get a message that just joined, James and Charles. School of Winners, no longer a loser. Boom, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, good. Get on board. I'm really glad you got on. Let us know your name as well so we can shout you out right here as one of those guys who got in and took action, because that's very, very exciting for you and for us, okay? Because we want to see, like I say, want to see those emails coming in a few months' time saying how excited you are and how much you're making as a result of this. Now, as I say, if you've got the feeling in your guts that this could be a vehicle to take you to the next level, then please do join us tonight. It's just $997, okay? It's really, for what we're providing for you, this is really not much to ask, okay? Because, let's just take it to the order page just for a second. It's such a small price for what we would have been charging for it normally. This is a webinar only price, okay? I'm only doing this now because it happens to be James, right? I wouldn't normally let it go for even this amount of money because, well, I'd be nuts to, right? So that's why, again, it's only a few people getting in on this right now. So, if you've got the feeling that this is for you, then you need to get on board with this, okay? And this can really be genuinely the vehicle to take you to the next level. I will hand you the keys instantly. The moment you click on Add to Cart, the moment you pay via the secure order page that you can see right there on your screen, hopefully right now, then this is where you'll be able to get on board, and this is where you'll be able to get your copy of the software. And all you need to do is just fill out the information right there, choose your currency, and then you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page and just choose whether you're going to go for secure, online credit card, or PayPal. Those are the ones that are kind of the instant payments and therefore will allow you to get in instantly into the software. So that's what you need to do. Fill out your details right there. Choose which payment method and click next, and you'll be taken to the payment page. And all you need to do is just go in straight in there. There's, as I say, no upsells, no downsells, no side sells, no upside down, stand on your head sells. There's none of that stuff going on. It's just this software. That's all it is. That's out there. And when I say all it is, we're talking about some serious amounts of leverage that you're getting. I keep saying that word because it's my favorite word on the internet, but it's one of those things that's going to give you huge amounts of leverage, in your business, in making money online. Imagine how cool it will be to get your first check from ClickBank. Even that, your first check in your hand for a few $1,000s from ClickBank. Once you get to that stage, they actually start going in and they start giving you, it's cool, sorry, more people, I'm interrupting my flow. Cynthia's on board now. Peter is on board too. That's really cool. Thank you guys for getting on board. And yeah, I don't know, I'm going to quick count of how many's left here. I've just had another update. Like I say, you've got two options to pay right there at the bottom of the page. You can see the form there, $997, that's it. Wow, there's some more people jumping on right now. This is really exciting. And can I just get a quick update of how many we've got left? Let's have a quick update. Just bear with me, guys, if you're still listening on the call. Yeah, please do. Mary Ann, congratulations. She's downloaded it and she is psyched. There's now 4 left, okay? Just 4 left of this. After that, I'm closing it. Closing the doors, shutting it down. Well, that's another one gone. Wow, okay. This is really exciting. Okay, we've now got, yeah, fantastic. We've now got only a few left, literally. That's, yeah, very, very cool. Okay. Now, in case you missed it, once you make your order, you will get your receipt, your username, and your license key via email. That's when you go to trafficphoenix.com/go. Honestly, the door's going to close any minute now, okay? And, you'll get your copy and paste it into the software when prompted, and as soon as you fire it up, this will unlock the software, giving you your own all-access pass to the software, okay? That's a really good question, actually. John is asking, that's kind of fun, actually. How did we come up with the name of the software? Well, we figured it out pretty early on when I was buying all these different systems that, no matter how good they sounded, without a real way to drive massive traffic, they kind of meant nothing. And, that's what was always missing. That was the missing part for me in the early days. And, the traffic part of the name was that basically the idea that we had to get traffic in order to be successful. And you do. Traffic is the lifeblood. You've probably heard this before, but traffic is really the lifeblood of any business that you have online. And consequently, you need it in order to be successful. In fact, in order to make any money at all, you need to have traffic. Without traffic, you are dead in the water before you've even started. Now, I've shown you tonight so many ways in which to get some real traffic, okay? So many ways in which to get traffic from YouTube, from Vidler, from Conotia, from Blip, Multiply, all of those different places, plus ways in which you can get traffic by having optimized pages in Google. And the way to get optimized pages, it's a click of a button, seriously. You just go to the money pages. There's no upsell to this. There's nothing like that. It's just literally one thing that you pay for right now. As I say, we're only charging a relatively small amount for what is an incredible amount of both information, training, and also the software itself, okay? So that's kind of how we came about with the traffic. Sorry, I didn't explain. So I got so distracted by the messages there. I didn't explain the Phoenix part. That's basically got to do, as you probably know, with rising from the ashes. The idea of rising up, and for me, that represented like a kind of deliverance, I guess, from the struggle and anything that tries to hold you back. And that's really what you've got to get over when you first start out online. And I genuinely really believe this is what's going to help you to do that. And if I didn't believe that, then I couldn't be here now telling you what I'm telling you. So I totally believe this. I'm well behind it. And yeah, just so excited by what's potentially going to open up for you guys right here. So I hope that answers your question. That was John. Yeah, John, who asked that question about how to do it, how to drive traffic, and how we came about with the name. So that's it right there. I tell you what, this is going faster than we thought it was, faster than we ever thought it would, and my programmer in the background is frantically getting on with you guys to get you started. If you've got any problems with ordering or with getting into a members area or activating the software, we're just an email away, guys, and we will always be here for you, okay, in terms of your support. So it's support@trafficphoenix.com. So support, SUPPORT, at trafficphoenix.com. TRAFFICPHOENIX.com. And remember, if you've still not jumped on board yet, I mean, there's so few places left now. If you've not jumped on board yet, you need to go to trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, trafficphoenix.com/go. And it seems kind of funny now reading 15 spots only that I wrote earlier, because there's definitely not that left anymore with all those guys that have jumped on that I've named already. Okay, that's another member has just joined right there. Any problems you have, you can, once you pay with your credit card and you get your confirmation through. If you haven't got a confirmation through, I would suggest the first thing you do is to check your email junk folder. You might find it in there. Sometimes it tends to go through to the email junk folder just by accident, whatever. And then if you still can't find it at that stage, then it's support@trafficphoenix.com. That right there is our help desk. Okay, that's our support desk. And jump on board with this, guys. We will support you. We're there right now. Support@trafficphoenix.com. A team is standing by to help you out in order to get you guys on board ASAP. We want to get you all on board tonight. All on board, with checking out the software, checking out the training, doing all of that stuff. And once you've done that, you'll be in. You'll be part of the family, and you'll be doing the same thing as my family are doing right now. Creating this sort of wealth online. That's another member just joined right there. Okay, cool. We're also going to show you some other stuff as well, which I didn't mention this earlier on, but we're actually going to show you some even more stuff, right? Some even more cool stuff, as well as the Traffic Phoenix software, as if we haven't done enough for you already. We're actually going to show you the YouTube methods as well, which are a video course that we've packed together with Traffic Phoenix. So as well as getting the Traffic Phoenix software, okay, as well as getting that, as well as getting the training of how to use it, you're also going to be able to get into the members area, which is going to give you not just the training for Traffic Phoenix, but also it's going to give you the training for your YouTube methods of driving traffic. So we're going to show you step by step how to drive traffic with YouTube and how to find those niches and those areas where the traffic is, okay, where people are really absolutely killing it in terms of the amount of views they're getting. And all you need to do is jump on board, and we will show you exactly how to do that. That's really cool. Someone's just typed incredible software up and running as I type. There you go. You see, that is how easy it is to get on board, guys. It's that simple to get on board right now tonight. There's still lots and lots of people on this this list, on the attendee list right now, and there's only very, very few spots left right now for you to get on board. I'm literally talking like 1 or 2 now. Yeah, it's gone so low. I'm trying to get a countdown, but it's these guys are all are logging on and all starting up their enterprise right now, and we're all doing support right now at the same time. So it's just going to be up for a few more minutes. This thing, literally just a few more right now. If there's any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. If you've got any questions, if you're curious about anything at all, just type them into that little box that you see on the right-hand side where you can ask your questions. Go ahead and type in those questions, or literally anything you have that maybe making you hesitate or whatever it might be. Just type it in right there. We'll answer it straight away, and you guys can get on board right now, and you can join us right here tonight and get on board, get into the members area, get into the software itself, and start actually running it. Okay. And remember, this is going to be, I should tell you, this page is going to be deactivated, right? Both the order page and also this page right here, trafficphoenix.com/go, is going to be deactivated. The add to cart button is going to be taken away literally in a few minutes' time, because this is filling up way quicker than we ever thought it would. So, jump on board with this. James, you're going to have to hold off on getting your copy, my friend, because there's so many people on board right now getting their copies as well. There's no way in which we're going to be able to give you a free copy too. So sorry, brother. These guys are all getting in on this right now. Your people, we've got a lol right there. Someone's laughing at that. Yeah, sorry, James. I didn't mean to screw you out of your copy, but there's people coming in right now who have got, they've just taken on, got on board. So that's all really cool. Yeah, James is laughing at that. That's cool. Maybe I might, if you're very lucky and you take me for a very, very nice round of golf and a very nice meal, I might consider letting you have a copy. But we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, you guys get on board, okay? Get on board with this and actually, really commit to actually changing something. What you've done before doesn't work, there's a reason for that. It's because you haven't had the training, you haven't had the leverage that you're getting with us here tonight, okay? So if that's not working, then do something that is working, that's working for me and working for family, friends, and now working for a lot of other people as well out of your group. There's 14 of you now who are onto this. So I'm going to leave this up for one more slot that's available. Okay, just one more. When that goes, I am going to deactivate that add to cart button. So what you need to do is you need to go there to trafficphoenix.com/go and be that last person, be that one who takes the initiative and gets in on that, and changes. This changed my life generally when I first discovered it. It changed my life, and it will change yours too. I can really promise you that. So do make sure you get in on this right now. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave the add to cart button up for a tiny while longer, just while that last place goes. Once it's gone, guys. 15 people only. And we'll be doing your support well into the night here in the UK and into the evening for you guys if you're in the States or anywhere else in the world. We need to kind of keep you guys going with your support and make sure that you've got as much support as you possibly can. So get involved with this right now. trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, just to run through just a couple of things, okay, that you're going to get when you get onto this. Okay, you're going to get the software itself. You're also going to get the training for the software, so how to use the training, literally step by step of how to use it. We're also going to show you the traffic methods from YouTube itself. So you're going to get the traffic methods that we use to find the niches. Okay, so literally there's nothing wrong with struggling online. Okay, we've all done it, but why would you do that when this is available to you? So go ahead, get involved with this right now, and get onto trafficphoenix.com/go, and we will give you literally access straight away. If you have any issues whatsoever, then go to support@trafficphoenix.com. Okay, support@trafficphoenix.com, and we'll help you out as best we possibly can. Remember, you're just getting a massive amount of leverage out of this software. I can't express this to you. You've got YouTube. Let me just, I'm going to kind of leave you with this kind of fact, or at least give you this fact to give you an idea of exactly what you've got going on to you. We're going to close this in 9 minutes time. Okay, so just so that you know, this is gone in 9 minutes. Okay. So here's the thing with YouTube right now. Just I want you to picture this, okay? Just whatever you're doing right now, just for a second, stop. Unless, of course, you're putting in your credit card details, in which case, carry on. But if, for example, you think of YouTube right now, in 60 days, okay, there was more video uploaded to YouTube, okay, more video uploaded to YouTube in 60 days than was created by the 3 largest TV networks in the USA in 60 years. Think about that for a second. It took them 60 years to create the amount of content that's uploaded to YouTube in 60 days. Now, think about that for a second. Now, to me, that says one thing. That says never-ending traffic. If you've got the traffic there, and it's being uploaded at that rate, like I heard a stat, one of my team actually told me this a few days ago, and we have to just go and check it, because I'm sure it's gone up since he said this, but there's 35 hours worth of video uploaded to YouTube is every minute. Every 60 seconds, someone uploads 35 hours worth of video. So people, think about how many people that must take to do that. Because one person sure as hell isn't doing 35 hours of video all in one go. They're certainly not doing it in a minute, because it just can't upload that quickly. There must be a huge amount of potential there for massive traffic. So get on this, trafficphoenix.com/go. I should also say as well, you will get full free updates on the software. Okay, we are going to keep doing. Like I said, there are several features in the software which we've only added relatively recently. Like, for example, the way it looks right now, even was a little different from the way it looked even the space of 10 days ago. It looked different to that. It wasn't quite as interactive, and we're constantly using our team of programmers to just get as much as is possible out of the software, and to make it do as much as possible as well. As many ways as possible, like the money pages, for example. We added the money pages, and you'd be absolutely amazed at how much that's made a difference. That's really cool. It's a first time. Someone said, "Thank you very much indeed for this webinar. For a first time, it's been awesome, Nora." Thank you very much, Nora. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Literally just a few minutes left now, guys. A few minutes left, and bear in mind some of the stuff I've been talking to you about YouTube. And like I said, I challenge you, do this yourself. Okay, go and do this yourself. I promise you, it won't work in nearly the way it's working for us right now at Traffic Phoenix. So get hold of your copy. Okay, get hold of trafficphoenix.com, and you'll be able to see the potential of what's going on right now. I mean, hey, you could always go and check out, Facebook and Twitter and all those other courses that you see out there. Go ahead and buy, max out on credit cards, all those push button systems, all that kind of thing. I mean, the number of times we've seen that kind of that kind of ridiculous product where it's just press a few buttons and you make money. Those are really not out there for the small amount of money that people are charging for them. Those are $37 products that everyone's pumping on, on email right now. Forget it. They're not working. Okay, they're a tiny bit of the puzzle. No one is producing, any kind of this sort of holistic way of driving massive traffic and creating your analytics and doing the bit.ly tracking and monetizing your pages for you, like literally like that, just crazy. It's the best YouTube software. We're jumping right on the back of the trend right before it starts. It's incredibly powerful. I would actually say as well, please don't abuse the software. Right, you've got a huge potential right here to create massive amounts of traffic to your sites, to the point that you're going to find other internet marketers, well-known internet marketers, coming to you asking how you're doing it. This is the kind of traffic you could be driving. And there's literally just 3 minutes left now, guys. So please do, if you're curious about that, getting on board, then just get on trafficphoenix.com/go. Just order right there. You can see it in the chat window as well, right there. trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, so we've only got a couple of minutes left right now. You know, I just want to sum up by saying that, you know, you can go out there and you can go and choose to get all of those courses that are out there. Go max out some credit cards. You know, why not? That's what I did. But you know what? It sucks. It doesn't work. It's something that will just leave you broke. Okay, you'll learn. Yeah, you might learn some stuff, sure, but no one's going to provide you with something that's actually going to give you the ability to earn this kind of money in this sort of time. And you know, those screenshots that we showed you right at the start. You know, imagine you're getting even a tiny amount of that. Let me just show you for a second, you know, even a tiny amount of that. I'll just bring up those screenshots just again one more time, just so you can see the kind of thing we're dealing with right here. You know, right here you can see this is the kind of thing we're doing on ClickBank every day, literally every day, and this is only on 2 accounts that you've seen. Okay, that's the first account I showed you. That's the second one. You know, it's crazy when you think about it. Like, I mean, we took this at like early in the morning as well. Let me just show you this. Thursday, May the 12th, okay? We actually went on, I remember doing this kind of quite early in the morning. We basically were able to produce this, and this was done, we've done this by about 9 a.m. Imagine waking up and by 9 a.m. you've already done $230. You know, crazy. And think about this, okay? Think about what this would do for you in not even a year's time. Think about it even in short term than that. In a month's time, in 3 months' time, where would you be if you had the ability to drive this kind of traffic? Okay, where would you be? Imagine what you'd be doing. Imagine the car you'd be driving. Imagine, you know, the place you'd be planning to live, or imagine the kind of holidays you could go on. Imagine what you could do with your family. If you've got family right now, then you'll know how important they are to you and what you could be potentially doing in order to make their lives better, you know, enrich their lives. One of our team is doing this right now, and they're, you know, able to do this, and, you know, you could show the people in your life, the people that matter, what it is that you're doing, and, you know, show them how you're going to, you know, pay for this incredible lifestyle that they get to have. You know, you could put your, you know, children, maybe if you've got children, put them through school. You know, if you don't have children, then hell, go wild. You know, you've got the ability to use this to build a business online, to go on whatever holidays you like. And you know what? Screw a job. You know, job stands for just over broke. So you get out of that as quick as you possibly can, okay? You know, we all have jobs to a greater or lesser extent. You know, I suppose I have a job technically, but I work for myself. I get up when I want to. I do what I like. You know, I go where I want to. I get to meet cool people like James. I get to hang out with my team. I get to hang out with my family and do it when I want to. And when I feel like it, I'll just go and I'll, you know, go and turn on the software, the Traffic Phoenix software, and I'll just go and fire it up, you know? Here's the thing, you could be making $1,000 a day off this as well, okay? This is totally feasible. And the cost per click, remember we looked earlier on at the cost per click? It's so ludicrously low, like you wouldn't believe low, you know? Like 0.0001 or whatever it was, you know? Just so low that it's not even worth thinking about. You could be getting traffic like that to your offers in a real short space of time. And you can see the daily sales snapshot there on the left and on the right for this particular account. And remember, this is one account. We're doing, you know, I mean, look at that. It makes me kind of almost kind of laugh a little bit to myself, because I remember what it was like living in, you know, a crappy, horrible little studio flat, which I thought was all right at the time. But when you look back on it now, it's hilarious. And you know, getting red letters through the door. If you've ever had that happen, even if you only ever had it happen once, just bear in mind what that was like, and think about how you want to get around that in the future. If you've got a plan, then go ahead, go do it. You know, go ahead and start up your plan. If you don't have a plan, I reckon this is the best you're going to get for quite a long time. So do jump on board with this. And yeah, you know, that's really all I have to say. Look at the potential that is right here. You know, we've got literally, I'm going to keep this open for like 2 minutes more, and that's it. Like 2 minutes more, yeah. We're getting nods around the room. Yeah, just 2 minutes more and that's it. I mean, again, look, Amazon. Think about how much traffic you'd have to drive to Amazon on your own, and think about how you do it, okay? Because I'm out. I don't know how you do it. I could do maybe PPC. You could do maybe, you know, using Google AdWords, that sort of thing. You could do, I mean, there's so much you could potentially do to drive this traffic. But hell, there's no way you're going to do it this cheaply. So just one last time. If you missed the website name to get access, it's trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, James needs his beauty sleep, so he's going to go and leave very shortly. As soon as he leaves, I'm going as well, and this is going to be it. Yeah, basically, someone's asked, will we be offering this software again? So I can get it as well. Joe, do you know what? I'm kind of sorry to say this, but I don't know. It's pretty much now or never. Okay, if you're going to get on board, now is the time to do it, because we genuinely don't know when we're going to do it. There's all kinds of support that's in place for you right there. You know, if you do it another time, then, you know, well, who knows? We might have not put it on sale another time. We've got our little group right now that we've got kind of using the software. You know, you could be ahead of the curve right now, or you can get left behind. It's really up to you. If you've got any problems at all, any at all, just go to support@trafficphoenix.com. Okay, trafficphoenix.com. Phoenix, remember, spelled Phoenix. Okay, trafficphoenix.com. Traffic Phoenix is all one word. Okay, and if you want to go and check this out, trafficphoenix.com/go. Like I say, I'll leave that add to cart button up there until the last one goes. Once the last one goes, then, you know, I'm out. I'm done. So that's it. That's it. trafficphoenix.com/go. We're going to have to pretty much wrap this up, I think, guys. This is, yeah, we can't really stay on any longer. We are going to take this down. So, yeah, if you want to get on board, this is really genuinely your last chance. Okay, we've got 14 that are now gone. Yeah, that's 14 that are now gone. You guys who've come on board already are awesome. Congratulations. Really pleased for you, and really pleased that you've actually made, you know, taken that step. Basically, you've got on board, and you're now able to kind of come on board with us and actually join in with what we're doing. We're going to have to close this down very, very shortly. So, okay, I think that's it. I think that's the last one. Very close to going. So, yeah, we're literally going to sort out a couple of support issues, and then that's it. It's over, guys. That's it. We're all done. Thank you so much indeed for listening to us tonight. Thank you for listening to me in particular. I know it's been a long call, but contact us at support when you need to. You know, if you have any issues right now, if you have any problems downloading, literally anything at all, just contact support@trafficphoenix.com. That's it. That's all you need to do. And one last time, as you see on the screen right now, trafficphoenix.com/go. Okay, that's it. We're out of here. This is Charlie, over and out. Thank you very much for listening. Good night, guys and girls.